A typical passenger vehicle gives off 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide per year. Every gallon of gasoline burned creates about 8,887 gallons of carbon dioxide. How much of our world's pollution comes from 301 passenger transportation vehicles? 29% of our pollution comes from 301 passenger transportation vehicles. My name is Prabja Mains. I'll be discussing why we should ban fuel run vehicles and how badly they affect our environment. This is the preview of why we should ban fuel run cars. 1. Climate change. 2. Electric vehicles. 3. Pollution effect on humanity. My first main point, how does climate change affect the world and how does it affect us? Due to pollution we humans create, it has increased the Earth's temperature and weather patterns. The global temperature has risen about 1.98 degrees Fahrenheit or 1.1 degrees Celsius. It's also raised sea levels by 3.2 millimeters per year since 1993. Glaciers are shrinking since the average glacier has melted about 60 feet since 1980. The area covered by sea ice in the Arctic at the end of summer has shrunk about 40% since 1979. The changes in weather patterns like droughts and floods. One of the environments most affected by climate change is the Arctic, as it's warming at least twice the rate of the global average. The melting ice sheets and glaciers contribute dramatically to sea level rise around the globe. If climate change continues the way it has been, the future generation of humans could be negatively affected. As ocean temperatures rise, hurricanes are getting stronger and wetter, which can cause direct and indirect deaths. Dry condition leads to more wildfires, which bring many health risks. Higher incidence of flooding can lead to spread of waterborne diseases, injuries, and chemical hazards. Increased temperature, droughts, and water stress, diseases, and weather extremes create challenges for the farmers and ranchers who put food on our tables. In the past, we only had one type of vehicle to rely on, which are gasoline or diesel cars, but now we have a different source, which is environmental friendly. This leads to my next point. The differences between electric and fuel-run vehicles and why electric cars are better for our planet. Electric cars have become more advanced than the counterpart, the gasoline or diesel cars. Electric vehicles generate much more torque than gasoline vehicles, which is important because torque is what drives the vehicle forward. The power goes straight to the wheels for instant acceleration, making electric vehicles quicker on the start. Electric cars have the lowest cost and emission over time. Electric cars are also eco-friendly, meaning less waste is emitted into the air. Gasoline and the crude oil it comes from cause environmental harm all along its life cycle, from oil exploration and extraction to moving the oil to refining it into gasoline to storing it underground tanks at gas stations to burning in a car. Research has shown that electric cars are better for the environment. They emit fewer greenhouse gases and air pollution than petrol or diesel cars, and this takes into account their production and electricity generation to keep them running. Not only are electric cars better for the environment, they are also starting to become more advanced. For example, Tesla, look how everything about the car is controlled on a single tablet. But also, but they also help humanity in the long run, which leads me to my final point of today's discussion. How pollution affects humanity, well-being, and our very existence. Due to greater amount of carbon dioxide emitted in the air, which has led to great health problems to surface. Vehicle emission cost. Vehicle emission accounts for 80% of smog causing air pollution in California. They increase risks of asthma, heart and lung disease, and cancer, especially in children and for those who live near busy roads or commute long distance. In 2015 alone, 22,000 Americans died from transportation emissions, primarily from gasoline and diesel vehicle emissions. Pollution can possibly end all human life on Earth if the problem isn't controlled. Air pollution is cause of 8.9 million deaths globally every year. That means that every 4 seconds, somebody somewhere on the planet dies from air pollution. If air pollution is not controlled by 2030, the air will probably become poisonous and will be necessary to use a oxygen kit to breathe easily. Rising air pollution will also lead to premature aging. Human exposure to air toxins will increase to a great extent if air pollution is not controlled. So, what did we learn today about 301 cars and the side effects to our planet? If we ban fuel-based vehicles, which accumulate to about 29% of our world's pollution, would help greatly against climate change and could help save thousands or of not only humans but animals and their environments. Maybe in the future we could change everything fuel-based into electric, which could actually help the earth and future generations of humans to come. Thank you for listening to my speech.